Hello Gemini, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here with your October 2025 general reading. We're looking at the first half of October here. Thank you so much for being here. Please do subscribe and like. It's helpful for additional insight to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs videos if you know them as well. If something hits home with you and you would like to explore it in your own personal life, how to navigate it, or you like the reading style, those of you who are interested in a personal reading with me, for yourself or perhaps as a gift for someone else. We are approaching the holidays and they do make easy and lovely gifts. But if you're interested, you can email me for more info at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can click on the description below to see that contact info as well. Click on the description of this video. I can usually get back to you quite quickly. I cover everything: love and romance, relationship compatibility, career, work, money, investment, finance. I do 6 and 12-month overviews, and I'm quite diligent about timely scheduling of personal readings because I do this full time. So those of you who are interested, please email me. Okay, Gemini, the air sign of Gemini, our lovely twins. Let's see what the first half of October looks like for you. We begin with the Eight of Coins. A lot of you are working hard, got your nose to the grindstone, slowly but surely putting in the work, the diligence, the perseverance, the detail to build something up. Long-term security and stability, or some of you may just be working hard at something. It could be your 9-to-5 job, it could be home, could be projects, could be a combination of all of those things. You're working to build some kind of stability and security. Next, we have the Nine of Cups. Your heart's desire, your wishes fulfilled. Some of you have a pretty specific goal you're working towards. Others of you may be working towards something specific or a specific goal in mind. Work paying off for some of you with abundance. The Eight of Wands, a sudden burst of energy for some of you. Things moving forward, taking off in a pretty swift, powerful, very focused sort of way. Gaining momentum. Travel for some of you. Some of you may be planning a vacation or some kind of trip or something for fun or leisure, and you're just simply working, twice as hard, 3 times as hard to prepare for that. But something is going to be taking off pretty quickly. Again, some of you, that might be a literal travel taking off. Something is paying off. Your hard work is definitely going to be paying off here. Now, your crowning energy, your primary focus for the first half of October, Gemini, is the Hermit. The Hermit doesn't always mean, solitary energy. Well, in a way it kind of does, but the Hermit represents introspection. Introspection is a time where we kind of take a step back, whether physically or sometimes just mentally and emotionally, to kind of reflect on something, reflect on our experiences. What can we learn? What's the value gained? And we take the lessons that we learn and we apply them moving forward in the hopes of not making the same mistakes or doing something better. And typically that's done in kind of taking a step back, introspective, reflective kind of energy. It represents standing in a place of wisdom and knowledge because of all of your life experiences. For some of you, it just may mean, it's a general reading, so the intensity will vary. For some of you, it just may mean that you are literally working really hard to prepare for something fun, like a vacation or a trip or, the last bit of something, and you're just keeping yourself to yourself, as we say, and doing that work. No man is an island unto themselves. The lone wolf mentality can work in the shorter term, but in terms of accomplishing anything significant, I think it's kind of important to have a pretty good balance between work, being introspective and contemplative. I think all of us need time alone, time to ourselves. It's healthy to balance work and then our social life as well. So, but yeah, it may be just that many of you are just kind of keeping yourself to yourself. Let's take a deeper look at that, Hermit. The Three of Pentacles, which is the opposite. This is collaborative energy, building something together with people who are in alignment in what they're trying to accomplish or grow. The Ace of Cups, a new beginning, a new emotional beginning. This speaks of deep connections between people. For some of you, it might even represent finding a particularly significant emotional connection in a group of people, friends, either social circle or a work project, something like that. Perhaps in a bit of an unexpected way as well. But it does represent making significant emotional connections between people. It can also be collaboration on a project where you all kind of share that same emotional drive. The Nine of Wands, our Wounded Warrior card, wounded or not. This is usually our, you're towards the end of a battle. I think some of you have been through quite a lot. Still standing though. This is all about perseverance, diligence, focus. You're almost at the end of what appears to be perhaps a challenging or difficult time. There's perhaps just one more thing in front of you that you may have to wrap up. There is an indication here for some of you. Again, some of you may just be like nose to the grindstone energy, working really hard, and because of that, you're not interacting a lot on a personal or social level. And in that, this would be advice to you to make sure to kind of, it's important to touch base with people, right? It's important to collaborate with people, whether it's in a casual social way or whether it's in, like a project-based kind of way. Some of you may just have your head down and working really hard, preparing for a trip or a vacation or something like that. But again, kind of the same advice here is, don't forget that our shared humanity and the connections that we have with each other are important too. It may be that some of you are in a position or will be offered to be in a position of mentoring or teaching in some way. And again, for some of you, I really feel like there's going to be a surprising emotional connection made between you and somebody else in some kind of group atmosphere, whether it's purely social or maybe more work and project oriented. So kind of be on the lookout for that. And remember that you're not alone. Okay, let's take a look at the Eight of Coins. And that important emotional connection, I feel like it might be kind of surprising for some of you in some way, a surprising time, a place, where it comes from. It might be romantic for some of you. It might be platonic for some of you, but it feels like an important emotional one. All right, let's take a look at the Eight of Coins or Pentacles, the Eight of Earth. Working hard, paying attention to detail, being diligent, some of you. Really focused on something. The Five of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and Death. Letting go of old beliefs, old mindsets here. It may be that something was revealed. It may just be that some of you are working very hard and very diligently at something. For some of you, you've just been putting too much energy and too much focus into work and minutia that feels like work. Because the Five of Wands can represent, it's a card of winning at all costs. It's a card of being in a position of power and victory, but the methods that you use to get there or the amount of effort that it took to get in there might be questionable. I mean, the question, I always say, the Five of Swords always begs the question, does the end justify the means? Is it worth it? There's insight here with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords comes in perfect clarity and cuts aside all things to reveal the absolute, utter truth of a situation. And Death is a card of letting go of old things precisely so that there can be a sense of rebirth and renewal. It may be for some of you that you're just realizing that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? Kind of energy. It's like maybe you've been too focused on being by yourself, just pouring yourself into work. It may be that some of you are kind of waking up to the realization that, perhaps it's better to collaborate with other people or to touch base with other people, to work in more of a collaborative sort of way. Because I'm getting a change of mindset, a change of a belief system, or an adjustment of a belief system that you had before based on some kind of new perspective or something new being revealed here about your connections with people, the importance of your connections with people, and the importance of collaborating and not just working on your own. That's what I'm getting. At the very least, maintaining those connections or regularly taking advantage of those connections make whatever hard work and solo time you have to spend more manageable. It gives it more of a balanced feel here. All right, let's take a look at the Nine of Cups. Again, I'm getting the sense of some of you making an important connection, an emotional connection with someone. All right, Nine of Cups. It's our wishes granted, heart's desire. Sometimes you have to be a little careful with the Nine of Cups because it's not the Ten of Cups, which is the completion on an emotional, spiritual, passion level. The Nine of Cups is more visceral, more than enough to eat, more than enough to drink. If I just get this, my life will be perfect, right? Sometimes you have to be careful because the Nine of Cups can also represent, being careful what you wish for because you get it and then sometimes you realize it's not all it's cracked up to be. All right, Nine of Cups. Seven of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands. A new beginning, perhaps in a practical way. This could be new job, new project, moving or relocating for some of you, or receiving perhaps an unexpected sum of money in order to begin something or start something. This is the start of a new path that has the potential to grow into greater security and stability, particularly financially and materially. It can also be in relationship as well. So a new beginning is coming in, a new offer, for some of you, again, it might be because of a connection you made, whether it's a new emotional relationship, partnership, collaborative project. Six of Wands is victory, triumph, success after a struggle, after a challenge of some kind, public recognition, being seen, being recognized for your unique talents and skills, which, you may have felt challenged in the past or challenged in the you may have had to feel, some of you may have felt like you had to defend yourself. But for others of you, this is just like refusing not to give up, kind of like that Nine of Wands, refusing not to give up. Defending your work, defending your focus. Maybe defending what you were working for. Maybe, there was, there's kind of always haters and naysayers. What you're going for is, whatever, all the different comments they make, which, you have no control over. But feeling like you had to perhaps defend what you were doing or stand up for what you were doing. But for some of you, because this is a general reading, it simply may just be, regardless of what opposition or challenge that you faced, you persevered, and that's what brings in this beautiful sense of abundance. And again, some of you are just simply working really hard in preparation for something really fun, really active, really social, or travel-oriented, a trip or a vacation of some kind, and it's pretty much there. You're pretty much on the cusp, because next we have the Eight of Wands, which is taking off, things moving very, very quickly. For some of you, quite literally taking off. Let's take a look at that. Queen of Swords, that's you, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, showing up as a queen, could be a male as well. It's a general reading. For some of you, it might be another, air sign that's significant during this time. Standing in your clear, precise, truthful, direct energy. The Knight of Wands and the Empress. The Knight of Wands, also very fast moving. The Knight of Fire here. You've got the Eight of Fire and the Knight of Fire. Things are moving quickly. You are moving quickly. Things have gained a lot of momentum. Something is taking off. Again, some of you may be traveling. It's a great time for abundance, for fertility, literal fertility. And fertility means that the time is right. The soil is ripe for planting things, and we plant things for future growth and abundance, right? So this is a really good time. Things will take off very quickly. Things that you began it feels like you hit point of combustion or something, where things now all of a sudden go, phew, all this work, all this effort, and all of a sudden, phew, you're going off. And again, some of you, it just might be, you've been working to prepare for a trip, a travel, something like that. Maybe some of you have been, working on a house. Maybe some of you have been working on building a business or launching something. Again, there's this sense of work going and sacrifices being made too during that. But here at the end now, finally, it's, everything's taking off here. The only thing I would caution you on, final messages, guidance, advice, is to make sure that you don't operate like just the lone wolf island unto yourself. There's something here for some of you about the importance of connections, collaborations, connections with other people. And a pretty important one, I think, that's going to be met. The Four of Wands, social gatherings or celebrations which bring people together, often friends and family. Maybe they have a reason, like a wedding, an anniversary, a reunion, or just coming together. But they kind of underscore that shared humanity and the importance of our connections with each other, the importance of our relationships with each other. For some of you, it might be an actual wedding, because sometimes the Four of Wands can speak to specific social gatherings that bring people, friends and family together, like weddings, reunions, birthdays, anniversaries, things like that. Reuniting with people through travel, some of you. The Chariot, you have an awful lot of cards here, significant cards that strongly imply or suggest physical movement. So some of you are going to be traveling soon, and it may be a short trip, but these cards, it may be a longer trip to another state, the other side, or even internationally. Success through focus, determination, willpower. Some of you may be celebrating. You may be celebrating some kind of, success after all your hard work here. The World, completion, graduation, moving on, the end of a significant cycle so that you can begin a whole new chapter in your life. Again, pretty strong travel energy here for some of you. The Fool too. I mean, really strong travel energy for some of you. But you have the World and then the Fool, and that's exactly how they came out, which is kind of perfect, because the World is the last major arcana card in the tarot. So some phase, some cycle, some chapter of life is completed and finished here with the World, and then we begin the Fool's journey again on a whole new cycle, a whole new chapter, and we begin with the Fool card, which is a 0 card. Taking a chance, getting out of your comfort zone, challenging yourself, going on a trip. You've got lots of travel movement. Could even be moving or relocating. I mean, could be anything really, but whatever it is that you've been pouring yourself into, there's a completion here and a celebration of that completion for some of you, whether it's what you actually achieved or just celebrating that it's done, something is done, and then looking ahead at the brand new chapter and brand new cycle. So I'm going to leave it there. Those are your messages, Gemini, for the first half of October 2025. For those of you for whom it hit home and resonated, I hope it was helpful and quite positive for you. Again, if it hit home with you, or you just like the reading style, if you are interested in a personal reading with me for yourself, or perhaps as a lovely gift for someone else, you can email me for more information, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description of this video below to also see those contact details. I would love to hear from you, and I can usually get back to you same day. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Be well. As always, many blessings to you, and I hope to see you back here again very soon. Bye-bye.